Hi friends, welcome back to the Saffron Box. I'm Yamini Sharma, and today, going ahead with the House Lord series, I'll be talking about the placement of the ninth Lord. So I've already made 8 videos in this series, and this is the ninth video wherein I'll cover the placement of the ninth Lord of your natal chart, of your birth chart. Right, so for this, do check your ascendant, check your Lagna chart, and from there, see the ninth house, see the planet which is ruling the Rashi falling in the ninth house. That is the planet which I am referring to over here. So I'll talk about the ninth house, as in what does the ninth house stand for, and thereafter, what happens when the ninth lord goes to or is posited in various houses of your birth chart. So I'll go from the first house till the 12th house, and I'll be talking about the major impact of this particular placement as well. Right. So, one thing which you always need to understand is that any planet, whichever house it is ruling, it will be able to give results depending on a lot of other factors. And the first foremost factor which is important for a planet to deliver its results is the strength of your lagna. Your lagna, your lagnesh, the planet which is ruling your ascendant, that planet has to be strong. Only then will you be able to gather the energy. Only then will you be able to harness the energy of any particular bhava, any particular house. So do keep that in mind. Also, the strength of the luminaries, the sun and the moon. Sun represents our soul, moon represents our mind. Sun is the natural Atma Karka, right? So, and sun and moon's position is always very vital, very important to be understood before coming into any conclusion regarding any house of your birth chart. Then thereafter come the house positions, the house lord positions, etc. So do always check these things first when you see a horoscope, and thereafter you'll be able to understand a lot of things way better, right? So sometimes what happens that we see that a particular house is very well is looking very good, good planets are there in that house, but we are still not able to get the good results of that house, because there are other factors which are responsible for it, right? So checking everything in totality is always very important. If you just see one thing in isolation, it may or it may not resonate with you, right? So I'll go ahead with the ninth lord placement. Remember, the ninth lord is a very important planet in your birth chart. It is the ruler of a dharma bhava. It is the ruler of a trine house, ruler of a trikon, and 159. These three houses form the Dharma Trikona. 159 houses give support to each other. So the ninth house is in a trikon, is in a trine from the Lagna. Whichever planet will be in the ninth house, or whichever planet rules the ninth house, will always support the Lagna. So this is a very this is a functional benefic planet in your birth chart. Now many of you will have these questions that what if the planet has another Rashi falling in some other house? That is okay, I understand. Barring the sun and moon, all other planets will have two lordships, will be the rulers of two signs. But the moment a planet gets the rulership of a trinal house, the fifth or the ninth, it becomes benefic for you. Yeah, so whatever it may do, its job is to render support to the Lagna. Its job is to add good value, positive value to your life, right? So it becomes like a lifeline for you all the time. So understanding the ninth lord's position becomes a very vital thing, very important. You will understand who is going to help you, which planet is really supporting you in your birth chart. right? So if you see the ninth house as such is the is a dharma bhava. It's the bhagyasthan. It is the house of fortune, the house of your father's support, the gains from your father. How or what kind of position, what kind of a role does your father have in your life? The ninth house will talk about it. It is also the house of your higher order thinking, higher wisdom, higher intelligence, your inclination towards spiritual pursuits, towards religious pursuits. Your deity can also be seen from here. Ninth house also talks about traveling away to various places, right? So it talks about long journeys, it talks about air travel, talks about long distance travel as such, long journeys, going away from home. It is also the house of higher education. So the education which you undertake, which you undertake by virtue of going away from home, you have to leave your home and then pursue that education, will fall under the ninth house also. Talks about higher institutions, the institutions which govern us, law and order, justice, right? So there are very many things, like your charitable disposition, your religious disposition. There are so many things which come out of one house. And the ninth house in general is always a very auspicious house. It's a trine. And the ninth lord's placement, wherever the ninth lord will go, it will carry some beneficence along with it. In the previous video, I mentioned that in the video where I spoke about the eighth lord, I said wherever the eighth lord will go, it will carry maleficence. So some damage will come. But wherever the ninth lord goes, it carries beneficence. So it carries bhagya, it carries divine grace, it carries God's blessings with it. Right? So whichever house this ninth lord goes, it lifts up that house, it supports that house. So understanding the ninth lord's placement becomes important for us, and once you understand that, you'll be able to understand what kind of blessings or which area of your life is you have divine grace on, you have divine help on, right? So I'll go through the houses. Ninth lord in the first house or in the lagna. So here when the ninth lord goes to the lagna, it is carrying a lot of beneficence, it is carrying a lot of goodness to it. A lot of support is provided to the lagna. So your physical body, your personality, you yourself, the amount of confidence you have, the way you are effective, the way your personality is, there's a lot of upliftment there. So it adds strength to the lagna. The ninth lord, when it is there in the lagna, it also helps you in terms of luck. So in many endeavors, at many opportune moments, the luck favors you, your bhagya favors you. Sometimes it may also happen that in the nick of time, something is just happening because of a stroke of luck. Some purva punya is getting fructified at the right juncture, right? So there's a lot of help with the father's side as well. So your father can be very supportive of you. Father can be a very influential figure in your life. So you try to imbibe your father's traits. You try to look up to your father. Your father could be your role model. Also, it shows that you've been brought up with good moral values, you've got good moral values, your that ethic fiber in you is pretty good. So such people do not get corrupted easily. So telling them or luring them into doing something unlawful or deceitful is not possible. So they have a very strong sense of what is right and wrong. They have a very strong sense of duty, abidance of duty, right? So this is a good placement. This also enables long distance travels, foreign travels, higher education. So all in all, this is actually in all respects, in all areas, wherever the ninth house signification is concerned, this is a very good placement to have in the first place. But the reverse can happen. In very exceptional cases, there could be problems because of father's interference. So if the ninth house lord goes to the Lagna, but there are a lot of afflictions over there, son is also under affliction. Son is the karka of father. If that also undergoes affliction, then in such a case the father can be very interfering, the father would be very dominating, or there could be a lot of issues in life because of the father, right? So more or less most of the times this is going to be a good placement, provided there are no major afflictions to it. But when the ninth lord goes to the Lagna, more or less, even with minor afflictions, it is able to deliver whatever it promises to. Then the ninth lord in the second house. When the ninth lord goes to the second house, a dharma bhava is getting connected to a artha house. Your bhagya works in matters of finances, works in matters of wealth, of money. So you could get lucky regarding your wealth. You could get lucky regarding your assets, cash, liquid cash as such. Your ornaments, jewelry, all these things, which add value. I'm not talking about the immovable assets here, I'm talking about the cash inflow, right? So here you could get very lucky. Your family could be very affluent, or your family could be very rich. You were born in a rich family. So it will bring in that element of luck to your family matters, to your finance matters. You would be lucky in terms of the food you eat. So whatever you desire, you're able to eat whatever you desire to eat. And sometimes it is not only about not only about the amount of money or how rich you are or what kind of food can you afford. It could be a very simple desire regarding food. You, whatever is your food choice, you are able to eat the food of your choice. So I'm not talking about the talking about what how expensive the food is or where are you eating. You could be eating at a very simple place. You could be eating simple food in your house as such, simple home cooked meal, but you get to eat the food of your choice, right? And this could also show that your family is there is luck in your family. People are lucky in terms of wealth. The family could also be religious. The family is also law abiding, so you're born into a good family. Also, when the ninth lord goes to the second house, sometimes it also shows that you can pursue higher education by going out. So lack of money, lack of finances do not deter you. There's no lack as such. You are able to follow your dream of going out also. Then the ninth lord in the third house. When the ninth lord goes to the third house, it goes right to the seventh house from itself, and a dharma bhava makes a connection with a kam bhav. So it's good for the third house. A lot of things get worked out for you, your motivation, your strength, your desires can get aligned. The third house belongs to your desires. How do your desires get formed? What kind of desires you have? Third house dictates that. So here, you could have desires of traveling. You could want to study higher. You want to be like your father, imbibe his values. So there could be a lot of travel involved in such a native's life. Lot of travel is involved. Lot of your luck is basically helping your efforts. Whatever desires you have, your luck is there to support you. So a lot of your endeavors get worked out. You get successful in your initiatives because luck favors you. A lot of times I've seen that the father is very supportive, so you build up a good life for yourself. All your efforts go in the right direction because you take your father's guidance. You get good teachers also. Your teachers are also able to shape up your life pretty well. And deep down inside, usually such people want to be a reflection of their father, want to be like their father. So, the father figure has a major impression in these people's lives. Also, there could be, as I mentioned, there are a lot of travels involved. So such people usually do not stay at a place for a very long time. So there's frequent change of residence. There's a lot of travel involved. So they could be in a job, they could be in a profession where there's a lot of travel and change of residences, transferable jobs, etc. can also be seen. So right from the time they are born, a lot of travel is what they undertake. Also, this shows support from siblings. It also shows support from your childhood friends. Your neighborhood is supportive of you, so you enjoy a good circle as such, right? So then the ninth lord in the fourth house. When the ninth lord goes to the fourth house, it uh, the fourth house is a moksha bhava and ninth house is a dharma bhava. So a dharma house lord has gone into a moksha bhava. Fourth house stands for your sukh, for your happiness. It's a sukh sthan. It's the matrubhav. So here it shows that your mother could be a religious person. Your mother could be a teacher. She could be connected with some higher organizations, universities, or she could be connected with a religious institute. She could be in the work of travel. She could be a guide. She could be a counselor. So your mother teaches you the value of, good moral values. She teaches you duty. She teaches you discipline. So all these things of shaping up your personality, your mother does for you. She herself is a role model for you. So you learn from her. But it also shows that sometimes you get to travel out of home. So sometimes there are so many chances, there are so many occasions where you keep traveling out of home. So enjoyment of domestic comfort can get compromised, right? So value wise, uh, the kind of moral values which you have, all those things are reflected in your family. Everything, you're mentally connected with your family, with your heart you're connected with your family, but there's a lot of physical distance which keeps coming. So physical separation, geographical separation can keep coming between you and your family members, you and your mother. Also shows somebody who can control their emotions. So such people can be very very stable people mentally, because the ninth house lord, which controls your higher order thinking, controls your bhagya, controls your moral values, all these things are getting connected to the fourth house. So, a stable mind, grounded thinking, etc., can be seen from here. Also, divine protection to you, right? So, a lot of things a lot of things happening around you do not disturb you. You don't get disturbed easily, you don't lose your peace of mind easily, because you believe that there's a higher order, there's a higher power which is protecting you. So you believe in the power of the divine, and there are a lot of divine blessings on you. This is also a very good combination for people who carry on with religious studies, going deep into into religious texts, spiritual teachings, connecting with the master, connecting with the guru. So such themes can also play out in their lives, provided the right dashas are also running. Then the ninth lord in the fifth house. When the ninth lord goes to the fifth house, it has gone 9 places from itself. So as per the principle of bhavat bhavam, it has gone to a higher note of its own house. So this is a very good placement. A trine house lord going to another trine, going into its own higher note. This gives a lot of strength to the Lagna also. So your personality gets a boost, your confidence also gets a boost. These people have a very good level of confidence. They have a lot of faith in whatever they are doing, whatever they are thinking. And this also shows people who are in the fields of education, the field of counseling. They can be very good guides, they can be very good counselors. They connect very well with children, and they themselves enjoy a very good relationship with their own children, right? It is also a very good placement for creative talent. So whatever talents you have, you are able to express them pretty well. Also, it shows that this particular native has got a lot of good past life karmas, a good soul this native has. So, a lot of good karmas have been accumulated by this person. So, this lifetime, he's going to enjoy divine blessings, he's going to enjoy God's grace on himself or herself. Also, shows a very spiritual person. So, gets into higher order thinking, is very wise, wise beyond his years, wise beyond her years. So, shows a very mature disposition, shows somebody who's very God fearing, and overall, this is a wonderful placement to have. Whenever I've seen such charts, I've seen such people even in the worst of difficulties, even in their worst down times, they don't lose heart. They're very confident people, they have a very good sense of resilience, and they come up no matter what, no matter how many times you put them down, they don't lose heart. So, their level of motivation, their belief in themselves and the universe is very high, is way higher than any other placement. Then the ninth lord in the sixth house. Ninth lord in the sixth house gives some protection, gives help to the sixth house. Dharma Bhava Lord has gone into a Trik Bhava, but it has gone 10 places from itself. Right? So it also shows that this person, the harder these people work, the more luckier they get. Right? So hard work is the key to their success. They have to be very organized on a daily basis. And this shows that there's divine help for you when you have to meet obstacles, when you have to face competition, struggles, medical issues, legal issues, litigations. Divine help comes to you. Or you like to fight in a very proper legal way. You will not resort to unfair means. You're a very fair person yourself. and you like to follow the black and white path. You like to go by the book as is laid down by the law of the land. So, a very disciplined person also can be seen from this, and somebody who has to face a lot of competition, lot of obstacles and problems on a daily basis, but is able to do so very well with the help of his luck factor also. Also shows somebody who has to travel a lot because of his job. Long distance travels can be seen. So has to carry on for very long distance, and has to stay away from home for very long durations of time. This could also show that the father is in the medical profession or the legal profession. Could also show that the father has been facing medical issues or legal issues as well. But all in all, whatever you do have some help from the higher power above, from God above. So it is very important that you bring some kind of a spiritual practice, bring some kind of anything. It could be your daily puja, it could be your meditation, it could be simply doing one good act every day. So bring some good activity, some selfless activity every day in your life, right? So once you take in the once you activate this goodness, you start being grateful every day, your luck starts getting better for you, right? Then the ninth lord in the seventh house. When the ninth lord comes to the seventh house, it shows that it has made a connection with the kendra bhava, the house of your marriage, your spouse. Your luck starts getting better, or your luck starts working after you get married, after you meet your spouse. So these people tend to be very lucky after marriage. A lot of things which were not working out for them earlier, once they get married, things, it's as if some box has got unlocked. You found the key to certain things in life. So it is a good placement. First of all, your partner could be somebody who's very spiritual. Partner could be a very learned person, a very a highly educated person. uh, Partner could be very god fearing as well. So somebody who believes in spirituality, somebody who believes in the divine powers, who's very god fearing, who's very law abiding. Partner could be in a government job as well. But sometimes there could be physical separation from the partner, right? So physical separation, geographical separation can be seen from time to time with your spouse, with your partner as such. Also, there could be chances that once you get married, you pursue higher education, you start learning something new after you get married. Follow through your higher education also, right? So overall, a good placement. Marriage brings you luck, and you are able to accomplish a lot post marriage. So ninth lord in the eighth house. When the ninth lord goes to the eighth house, it goes 12th from itself. It makes a connection with the trik bhava, most malefic eighth house. And the eighth house stands for longevity. Eighth house stands for certain difficulties, unexpected events. So when the ninth lord goes over here, it gives some divine protection to you. So you come across any unforeseen difficult situation, you get saved because of the ninth lord. It helps you out. So if you have this placement, it is very necessary that you pray to the ninth lord. Whichever planet is the ninth lord, your bhagesh, you must do, must pray, you must seek blessings of that planet. Also shows that your studies, higher studies, could be related to the 8th house. So you could study occult, you could study astrology, you could go deep into research. Very good for studies in these areas. 8th house matters. Also shows that you get support from your partner's wealth. Sometimes because of your partner's wealth, you're able to do a lot of things. So partner is supportive in a way. This is also a good placement for people who get into deep meditation and occult practices as such. Right? Also, this may not be a very great placement for your father's health. Right? So your father could, go through some bad phases of health, difficulties, some unexpected troubles can be faced by him. So, this is not a very great placement, but yes, some saving grace is given. But when it comes to the life significations of the ninth house, like your relationship with your father, your relationship with your teachers, with your mentors, they can get damaged. So sometimes you're not able to garner support from your father, you're not able to garner support from your teachers, your guides, etc. So difficulties could come in that area. Then the ninth lord in the ninth house itself. When the ninth lord is in its own house, it shows that the ninth house is pretty strong. There's a lot of strength which comes to the ninth house. So all the significations of the ninth house, like your higher education, your foreign travels, your long distance journeys, could be good. You could be enjoying all these things. You enjoy support from your teachers. You enjoy support from your gurus, from your father, and you are in general a lucky person. So a lot of help comes to you at the right time, provided, see, now again the intensity of this result will vary. If the ninth house lord is sitting in its own house without any blemish, without any affliction, then obviously the results will be par excellence. But if there are afflictions over here, if the ninth lord is sitting in the ninth house but does not have too much of strength, for example, if it is moon does not have any pakshabal, or you're born on amavasya, or a gandant birth, all these things can bring down the positivity also, even of the ninth lord. So that has to be seen. In a very few cases, in a very few charts one sees such things can be seen, but yeah, they pose a lot of difficulties here. But overall, when the ninth lord is there in the ninth house, it's a wonderful placement to have. Then the ninth lord in the 10th house. When the ninth lord goes to the 10th house, the house of dharma has made a connection with the house of karma. So a good yoga gets formed. You are lucky in your career, in your profession, in the work you do. So you are very righteous. You follow the right path. You follow the right thing to do. You're very dutiful, law-abiding. And you know your work well. So you know your work. You are ready to do it in a fair manner. Also gives a lot of support to the overall chart, because this makes a Raj Yoga as well. As soon as a trine a house gets connected with the Kendra, a Raj Yoga also gets formed. So a lot of support comes to you overall. You can enjoy good name, fame and reputation. Your profession could make you travel out of home. So your profession could require frequent travels out of home, movement away from home. Also, this indicates somebody who could be in the field of teaching, or who could be guiding, counseling, etc. Sometimes I've seen that this, especially if Sun and Saturn are also in good positions, this shows that you could be enjoying a position in the government, a good career in the government service. Then your moral values are very strong, so you're able to, sometimes even judges, people in the judicial service have this combination. They are able to differentiate between the right and wrong, or they are able to see through a lot of things pretty nicely, right? So sense of right and wrong is very strong over here. Also shows that you enjoy a good relationship with your boss. Your boss could be your mentor. You could look up to your boss. You could look up to some superior, to some senior at work, right? So overall, a very good placement to have, gives a Rajyog as well, and uplifts the entire chart. Then ninth lord in the 11th house. When the ninth lord goes to the 11th house, it makes a connection with the house of Ichhapurti, house of desire fulfillment, Labsthan. So your bhagya and your labh, your fortune and your gains get connected. Again, a good placement. You are lucky whenever it comes to fulfilling your desires. Whatever is your ambition, your luck helps you out. Your elder siblings could help you out. Your professional circle helps you out. You enjoy a good reputation in your professional circle. So a very good placement again. Your desires of long journeys, foreign travels, moving out, traveling to various places, going to various religious places also gets fulfilled very easily. Your father could be supportive of all your ambitions, all your desires, right? So a very good placement again. Then the ninth lord in the 12th house, Atrik Bhava. When the ninth lord goes to the 12th house, it shows that the ninth and the 12th both are houses related to travel. So a lot of travel, a lot of movement away from home is also seen with this placement. And that movement, those travels could be because of education, or you could also look at settling away from your motherland if there's affliction on the fourth house as well. So you have a liking for foreign things, you like to reach out to foreign things, foreign lands attract you. This could also show somebody who is interested in a lot of religious activities, a lot of charitable activities. So you could be connected with charitable institutions, religious institutions, right? And also shows somebody who has to leave their father's home or mother's home. You have to leave your home to progress. Your work will prosper more when you find some opportunity away from home. So you prosper there when you travel out. You enjoy times of solitude. You like to have, small breaks away from your daily routine. So you like to spend time in a retreat, you like to spend time in some holy places, places of pilgrims. So these kind of things could play out. This also shows a person who spends wisely, provided there are no other reflections. Your 12th house is also your Vaibhav. So the way you spend your time, your effort, your energy, where do your resources go? You're able to, there's divine grace there. You're able to manage the expenditure well. So it can save you from major losses also. but it is very important that you have a religious or a spiritual inclination to harness this energy, right? So look at charitable deeds, look at doing selfless service to others to get the maximum out of this placement as such, right? So this was about the ninth lord through all the bhavas, and I'll come back very soon with the next video where I'll speak about the 10th lord through all the bhavas. Again, a very important and a very interesting placement to see. Till then, take care. Goodbye.